the 7 sunrises establishing meditation practice. It is getting easier and it's been profound. Um, for me, the profound moments are coming through the day in my everyday interactions. It's opening me up, my perspective, my way of being. It's profound, and I hope that things are shifting as well. And if you want to share in a comment or join the Patreon to join the chat community on WhatsApp, I'm sure we will enjoy sharing our moments. The sharing brings amplified healing as well. But I wanted to talk about resistance. What is resistance? Resistance is, you can take it as a feeling, a sensation in your body. But they come through those moments where we're struggling to find our step, make a decision, move forward, move through, follow through with our actions. We don't understand sometimes why we can't make that change. We don't understand why we feel that way. And it all comes from the subconscious layers of, from previous experiences that we've had, and how we interpreted those experiences and how we allowed ourselves to create coping mechanisms to protect ourselves from those experiences happening again. And anything that we create to protect ourselves, we limit ourselves. And on my video about boundaries yesterday, this is what I mean is, who are you protecting yourself from and what are you protecting yourself for? Because if you are setting boundaries for protection, you need to be very clear that the boundary is not going to be limiting you. But as you come through resistance can feel like self-sabotage, stagnation, even tiredness, fatigue, pain. Anything that stops you from moving through that which you desire to move through. You have that desire, you have that wish, but you're struggling. What is it? Yeah. Sometimes resistance is placed upon us by the universe. We have the desire, but the universe knows when we're ready for it. And sometimes these resistance will come from the universe. Usually it's an external resistance. For example, you can't find your car keys, it's delaying you. Traffic, getting out the door, things happen. You break a glass, you have to then stop, take time to clean it. It's delaying you again. The universe will bring resistance sometimes to only delay us to protect us, delay us for divine timing, and also to allow us to learn some lessons before we get to that desire that we have in mind, what we have in our hearts. But resistance that doesn't come from the external, that comes from here, from how you feel stopped and stagnant. This resistance is from our subconscious. It's from ourselves. And that resistance is the type of resistance you want to work through, want to work with. You know, when you're trying to sign documents and you can't get a day to go and sign, something happens. These are all the universe asking you to just wait. Just wait. And sometimes listening and not pushing through that resistance that's external to you following your guidance, your intuition about it. Ask yourself, should I push through this? Yeah, your heart will start to tell you whether it's to push or not. But usually if you find that the resistance coming from here, you know, that moment where you want to do something, but we feel heavy in ourselves, we feel tired, fatigued, we feel unable to even think of a decision. There's no external things stopping you. You know, you can get in a car right now, nothing's stopping you, but you don't feel like it. Listen to your gut instinct and just ask, is this I don't feel like it a resistance from the universe? Or is it a subconscious resistance? Close your eyes and sense. Because if it is a subconscious resistance, we need to work through it. We need to allow ourselves to find out why our subconscious is stopping us from doing that. Because back in the past, something that must have happened, that we put limitations to ourselves to protect ourselves, protect our heart, protect ourselves from feeling pain again. And we created, protective boundaries. We created coping mechanism that stops us from doing more, from going further. Because if we go further, we hurt ourselves. For example, sometimes you wonder why I come from this background, from professional sports athletes. They eventually, when they stop, they never go back. Because sometimes we push ourselves to the limit, way beyond. You will push your physical body, your emotions, your mind, your mental state. And your body eventually says, you're not going there anymore. You harm yourself every time you go there. You hurt yourself every time you go there. So we start to lose tolerance to movement, to exercise. And this is when sometimes we burn out and, the body creates a stop to it. And we struggle to go back, we struggle to perform. And this can happen in any situation in your life where have you overdone it? Have you gone too far? Has something happened to you that it was way beyond of what you could cope? Has it pushed you to the limit? Has it violated you? And all those things, we will create something to stop ourselves. Our subconscious will. And eventually we are going through life and thinking, why can I not change this? Why is this so difficult? Why is this always happening to me? And this is coming from this internal resistance. And when I say that sometimes we have to push through resistance, is to unlock us from that limitation that we created ourselves. And we created ourselves purely for protection of your own heart. Your heart is sacred. Your soul knows this. And through that knowledge, you will be doing everything you can to protect that heart. Your heart is intact within you right now. It's shining, it's booming. The only thing is just surrounded by a diamond case. Diamond cannot shine light from within. Diamond can only reflect from the surface. And your heart is within that diamond box, shining, but you can't see the light. So we're breaking through the layers to get to the heart, the layers that we built up back then from all the experiences that we've been. So yes, yes, sometimes we need to push through resistance. We need to push through resistance. Do you know the expression, you want to go to the gym, but the getting out the door is the hardest? But once you get there, you feel great. That resistance of pushing through the door, to get through the door, to get to the gym, that type of resistance I'm talking about. But if you're going through the door to go to the gym, but something externally happens to delay you, you back off. You ask the universe, is it meant to be now? And it might be it just needs to be later moments. Those that shift how you feel inside. Those moments that shift how you feel inside, that makes you heavy, that makes you dense, that makes you sleepy. Sleepy moments. When you were a child and you were doing homework and you get that moment where sometimes you feel really sleepy to get through the homework. But as soon as the homework is finished, you're fine. Your energy comes back. That was resistance. Does it mean you're not supposed to do your homework? Not necessarily. But it meant that that child was struggling with something about perhaps the pressure of doing homework, or had an experience around the issue of homework and putting resistance herself or himself to it. But as soon as it was either finished or come out of that situation, the energy come back and you're fine. And you probably notice this through work. Is there a job that right now for you, you're feeling that you're pushing through? Yeah. So understanding about that resistance. Sometimes we have a limiting belief about that job activity we're doing, or people in the environment of that job that you are on. Can you work through it within yourself and release the resistance to make going to work easier? Yeah, we can change how things are by looking within and finding where we have these resistant points. And I'm not saying that all situations will be changed like this, but this is a starting point to look within. Look within. What am I adding here to the situation that is blocking myself? Yeah. What am I here adding to the situation subconsciously that is limiting myself? The moment we project the problem to the other person or to the whole situation, we're moving away from the possibility of evolving ourselves. Because we are creators. We are creators with our light. And like I said, if your light is intact, so you are creating at every single moment of your life. You are manifesting every single moment of your life. Yeah? And when you understand that, you continue to manifest every single moment of your life, that which you desire. Because right now we're manifesting that which we're conditioned to, aren't we? What we learn from our parents, what we learn from school, what we learn from our profession, what we learn from society. Yeah, so we're manifesting that fine, automatically. But are we manifesting our desires? And through our desires, what are the limiting beliefs that we need to break through? And that is resistance. Yeah? That is resistance to work through. But always ask. Always go within and ask your heart. Is this resistance for me to work through or not? And you will feel it. You will know. And it's liberating. It's liberating when you work through a resistance. It is absolutely liberating. And it shows you so many more other perspectives about yourself, possibilities. Yeah. So I would like to invite you to look at my Patreon community membership tier. We meet up for chats like this, where everyone interacts, everyone brings their own experiences. This helps you learn about the universal laws, your intuition, develop yourself as well as energy beings that we are. We have a lovely group at the moment, and just to witness us, including myself, healing together and evolving through the understanding of their own energy, their own intuition, their own understanding of the law of the universe and their soul, get in touch with your soul. So we do meditations, guided meditations, energy healing meditations. We release triggers, we release anything that it needs to be released at that moment in these sessions. And I also offer 50% discount to all the Wisdom Activator 369 sessions. And these sessions, they are sessions to activate you into releasing that which you need related to the topic that the session is presented. So we have sessions presented about abandonment, setting boundaries, trigger release, working with your masculine and feminine energies within, resistance. So each theme, we will be targeting areas in yourself. You will be finding those areas in yourself that you want to activate and release and activate. Yeah. And every time you attend these sessions, you become more open to the lenses of unconditional love, and the way your perspectives change, how you see the world changes as well, and that allows you to make different choices, different decisions, which then changes the outcome, changes your reality. So it's a evolving process, and I invite you to have a look at some of the videos explaining, and I look forward to feeling your energy. And I send you love and light. Thank you very much for being here today.